Hi, isn't that a great show? Anne of Green Gables, the sequel. You know, we've shown this before. It's not that we haven't other programs to bring you. We have a lot of high-quality television programs to bring you, thanks to contributors just like you who care enough to support Wisconsin Public Television. Anne of Green Gables, the sequel. And isn't Megan Fellows just wonderful in that? And Colleen Dewhurst, and earlier, the entire cast, the filming, it's just a wonderful show. Perfect for a perfect day, as today has been. We just came off This Old House earlier, had a lot of wonderful support. We think that there are people out there now watching who especially like the kind of programming we're showing right now, Anne of Green Gables, a sequel, who will want to call in, who will want to call 1-608-276-6800. You know, we only do interrupt your programming if you call it interruption at all. Some people really say, well, no, I like to learn about this. But we only do it a couple of times a year. We do it around the holiday season, and we do it again as we near spring. And I was just glancing at some figures here. Over 6,200 hours of diverse, high-quality programming over the course of a year. And only twice out of that 6,200 hours do we come to you saying, look, in order to bring you those hours of quality programming, we have to have your help. We're asking now that you call and make your pledge. Let's hear the phones ring. I want to remind you that if you make the pledge at $60, we really have a wonderful book for you. This is Anne of Green Gables. Actually, it's 3 volumes in one. This book happens to include Anne of Green Gables, Anne of Avonlea, and Anne's House of Dreams. This is just a beautiful thing you'll want on your shelf. You'll want it as a gift to yourself. You'll want it perhaps as a gift to someone else. You'll want to read it in the family. Read it aloud. That's what we did in our family, a lot of. This is, as I say, a very well-manufactured book. It has period pieces. It has over 600 pages, 3 novels in one. This at $60. If you think that's a little high, it isn't when you consider what you're getting in return, which is this kind of programming. And actually, this is just a thank you gift. And you can spread your payments quarterly, monthly. You can put it on a MasterCard, or you can put it on a Visa. Whatever you do, call. This is something you'll want. This is something your family will treasure. So believe me, just as you treasure public television, you will treasure this book. Call 1-608-267-6800. Volunteers are standing by, but then so also is Joan Ziegler, and she has some other information for you.
Isn't Anne just a wonderful, wonderful person and character and program, and we want to have you join us in supporting this kind of quality program. Jim was telling you a moment ago about the book that is available for a $60 pledge. It's 3 books in one, actually. But if you would not like that, we have 2 other things that I want to tell you about. This is a diary that any little girl would enjoy. And with Easter coming up, if you're an aunt or a grandparent or have a special little friend, thank you. It's so exciting here. These phones are ringing. We'd love to have you join your friends and neighbors who are pledging their support for this fine quality program right now. The number is 1-608-267-6800. This diary, as I was telling you, is available for a $60 pledge. It's an undated diary, so you can begin it at any time. So if you gave it to someone in March, it begins with a little things to do in March. And, of course, the usual diary things. Lots of lines to fill in with secret things that are happening to one in one's life at that point. And some illustrations and some quotes from Anne and excerpts from the book and lovely, lovely reminders of this wonderful kind of program that is good for everyone to see, but especially little girls. And in addition, we have not in addition, but also, we have a gift which is Anne of Green Gables cookbook with recipes that have been tested by a 12-year-old girl so that it's foolproof in that sense. Perhaps you'd like this as your thank you gift when you give a pledge of support at the $60 level. It has several wonderful recipes that sound wonderful to me, like chocolate goblins, food cake, and other appropriately named recipes that are fine for little girls, like Marilla's plum pudding, and I even saw there was some raspberry sarsaparilla in here, and some orange angel cake, and tantalizing raspberry tarts, and some other simpler recipes. The point is to call and show your pledge of support for this kind of fabulous programming you find nowhere else. The number is 1-608-267-6800. Your pledge counts. Let us know you're supporting this kind of programming. Jim?
Thank you, Joan. You know, while Joan was speaking, I have to confess I was paging through this book, and this is really, I can't begin to tell you how much I think you will enjoy this book. It has some very lovely period illustrations in it. It has over 600 pages, and it has those 3 novels, Anne of Green Gables, Anne of Avonlea, and Anne's House of Dreams. If you like this show, and I know you do, you'll love this book. The theater of the mind will come alive when you read this book, when you share it with others. So please, if you're going to make a pledge, consider the $60 level and say, yes, I believe, well, you don't have to say this. They'll ask your name. It's a very simple process. Just say, yeah, I want to make the pledge at $60, please send the book. And then give them a little basic information like your name, address, phone, and we'll get right on with it. Now, you are calling, but there are a few volunteers back here. And the other thing I was doing, I was glancing at them. For a while, there were only a couple of people on the phone. And they had glassy looks on their face, and I thought, my gosh, let's change that. I know what changes it. What changes it is when you call. So do it right now. If you haven't made a pledge, or if you haven't made a pledge in the past year or so, call and call now. 1-608-267-6800. Just a few seconds, we're going to go back, and I'm going to go over to Joan because she is just going to kind of carry you into the rest of the segment.
Yes, the number again is 1-608-267-6800, and at $60, we'd like to send you this Anne of Green Gables diary if you care to have it. And in it is a copy, a little piece of the handwritten beginning page of Anne of Green Gables by the author, which would motivate any little girl to start her own diary and perhaps her own story. Call 1-608-267-6800 and pledge your support. We appreciate it, we want it, we need you. Call now. Thank you very much.
If you'd prefer to mail your contribution, send your check to Wisconsin Public Television, Box 5036, Madison, Wisconsin 53705.
Well, you don't want to go away now, do you? You want to see what happens there with Anne and with Gilbert? I think the cameraman had the best line. He said, don't go for the tissue, go to the phone. That's what we need you to do. There's going to be a clock over my shoulder. Is it there now? It is. It's running down. Challenge is this. We need 15 calls in that 7-minute period. My gosh, we had twice that many during this old house breaks. And I guess the feeling was that maybe the folks here would be kind of laid back a little bit by the pace of this and so on. All relaxed and kind of sentimental. Look, we know you like this kind of a show. We like bringing it to you. But we need to have some testimony by your calls, like that one just now. We need to have 15 of those in the next 7 minutes. So if you haven't pledged yet, or even if you have and want to make a second pledge, fine. Call right now. And if you can pledge at the $60 level, look, we have the 3 volumes in one. This is unabridged. This is not some kind of a digest. These are the original 3 novels, Anne of Green Gables, Anne of Avonlea, and Anne's House of Dreams. Beautifully written by Lucy Maud Montgomery. Beautifully illustrated. Now we're down to what we have, 15 to go. 15. Come on. We need those calls. I don't hear the phone ringing. 1-608-267-6800. And this is a wonderful thank you gift that we'll send if you can pledge at the $60 level. It's something you want. It's something you want to share with others. Now, if you'd like to make that pledge and you already have the book, or you'd like some other kind of Anne thank you gift, Joan Ziegert just happens to be here with a couple that I think you'll be interested in. Joan?
Thank you, Jim, and thank you for calling. We want your support right now. This is a very exciting time. It's one of the events of our year because we're watching the sequel to Anne, and we all enjoy her and the program so much. If you do, and if you want this kind of programming to continue, this is what we want you to do, to call in your pledge of support right now. Thank you. Oh, do you hear the phones ringing? It's very exciting here for us. We need 11 more people to call in their pledge of support right now. Our number is 1-608-267-6800. Your pledge counts. Let us know that this is the kind of programming that you want to continue here on public television. We have our volunteers here answering phones. They're very busy. Just keep calling. This is exciting. This is the moment we've been waiting for. Yes, we need 9 more people. You're calling. Thank you. Thank you for your pledges. The number is 1-608-267-6800. And the reason I'm holding this particular book in my hand is because it's the cookbook for Anne of Green Gables. And this we will be happy to send to you if you pledge $60. And it has recipes for good. I mean, good recipes which are appropriate for any young child, probably about 12 and over for boys and girls, and they've been tested to be very suitable for young children. We have 8 more people to make our pledge goal now this break, and in addition, what I want to tell you that we have actually 2 premiums here. You can choose one of these at the $60 level, the cookbook or the Diary of Anne. And the diary is undated, so that you can start it at any time during the year, full of lines to write secret things on, as you know, and to record romances and all kinds of events that happen in one's young life. We'd like to send it to you if you would like it for the $60 level. The point is to call and to tell us this is the kind of program that you enjoy and you want us to continue bringing to you. Call 1-608-267-6800. We'll take Visa or MasterCard, as you know, and we'd be happy to have you pay by installments, which I'm going to tell you about in a minute. But first, we've got some more here from Jim Bott.
Yes, yes indeed, Joan. And let's get a drum beat going here of phone calls. There are 2 lines open, and we have 7 more calls to go. Now, we're hearing from a lot of Anne friends. I had said just a little earlier that when we had this old house on, we really had a number of calls. We had 25 or 30 during one break. I'm sure that the Anne friends out there can match that. 15 should be a piece of cake for you folks. Come on, I know you can do it. You know that we need the money to keep this kind of programming coming your way. And look, if you give $60, as I said, you have this handsome book. Not just handsome, it is nicely illustrated with period pieces. But beyond that, it's 3 unabridged volumes in one. That's a bargain in itself, and it's just beautifully written. It's the kind of thing you'll want to read aloud. It's the kind of thing you might want to give as a gift. It's the kind of thing you will get if you pledge at the $60 level, and you will also, of course, get a good feeling because you'll know that you're contributing toward keeping this kind of programming on the air. 3 more calls and under 3 minutes to go. What do we need? We need 5 more. 5 more. Come on, ring the phones. We have 2, 3, 4 people waiting here. We need your calls, and we need them right now. Joan, urge these people along.
Yes, come call us now. 1-608-267-6800. Your pledge counts. Everyone who pledges at $30 and more gets our monthly program guide, which if you are a brand new member, you don't realize that we have all of our programs for the month in our guide. And when you get it at the beginning of the month, it helps you to choose which programs you want to watch that particular month. Also, what I wanted to mention is our installment plan. If you haven't seen this before, at any one of these pledge categories, like let's say $120, we would send you reminders during quarters of March, June, September, and December. So $120 you may think that's too much for you to give at this point, but in fact, if you pay it in quarterly installments, it's $30 a quarter, or monthly if you prefer. The point is to call 1-608-267-6800. We have 3 more people to call in order to make our deadline for this particular pledge period. We hope that these phones are ringing like crazy. This is very exciting. Thank you so much. Here's Jim Bott.
2 more calls, only 2 more calls, and how much time do we have to make those? How much time? 1:26. Come on, we've got phones open. Let's hear from you. Let's hear from you now. 15 isn't that many. 1 minute, 1 call left, and how much time now? About a minute to go. 1 minute and 12 seconds. I'm looking over at the monitor and people holding up, keeping track of these phone calls. Call right now, why don't you? We can meet that goal. 15 isn't that big a number, but it's very important and very big to the future of public television, to the assurance of just this kind of programming in the future. If you like Anne of Green Gables, if you like This Old House, if you like nature, if you like Nova, if you like that host of public television offerings that we bring you, demonstrate that. Cast your vote. Make your pledge. Call 1-608-267-6800. Joan, I'm going to let you wrap it up and bring these people home with some pledges.
Okay, thank you. We're waiting for you to show your vote of support for this kind of programming, for Wisconsin Public Television programming, for all of the fine educational and informational programs we bring to you. The number, as you know, is 1-608-267-6800. This is your monthly program guide we're waiting to send to you for your pledge of $30 or more. And the premiums, the thank you gifts come to you at $60 or more. Take your pick of all of them. Our volunteers are waiting to hear from you. Call 1-608-267-6800. Thank you.
If you'd prefer to mail your contribution, send your check to Wisconsin Public Television, Box 5036, Madison, Wisconsin 53705.
You're watching Wisconsin Public Television on WPNE Green Bay.
Good afternoon. Fred McCormick here on Festival 89. I'm the Director of Corporate Relations for Public Television. I'll be with you the rest of the afternoon and into the evening. And this is one of the 2 times throughout the year where we come to you and we ask you to become a part of public television. You know, you are the public in public television. And how do you do it? Well, very simply, go to your phone and dial 1-608-267-6800 and pledge your support to public television. We're here to ask you for some financial support. You'll see behind me in a bit, we've got volunteers here waiting to take your calls. Thank you very much. We've got one coming in already. These people are donating their time this afternoon, and they all feel pretty strongly about public television. Now, we do have some thank you gifts here, and I'd like to mention one of the thank you gifts. We'll do that a little later. We do have a thank you gift, though, at the $60 or greater level. At $60 or more, we have Anne of Green Gables, and this is one of 3 volumes that you actually get. Now, what are the pledge levels? Well, we ask you to pledge at 30, 60, 80, 120, 180, or 500. And as I said, at $60 or more, you do get this excellent Anne of Green Gables, 3 volumes in 1. So, go to that phone, make that call right now. I know you love Anne of Green Gables. Show us your support by getting the phones ringing. Now I'm going to turn it over to Diana Steffen for more. Diana?
Thanks a lot, Fred, and we're very glad to hear those phones ringing, so make those calls right now. Make that call 1-608-267-6800. You know, by calling now, you in a sense are voting for these kinds of programs, for programs like Anne of Green Gables. So make those calls. Good, we're getting a couple of more. Fred showed one book, and I want to show another one. It's a wonderful cookbook of Anne of Green Gables cookbook, really appropriate for youngsters 11, 12, and 13, beginning those cooking years. It has illustrations from Anne of Green Gables in color and black and white, little quotes from the series, and marvelous, simple-to-do recipes for all kinds of youngsters. So make that call right now. There's a couple more. And you will get this cookbook if you make a pledge at the $60 level or above. So make that call right now. You know, Wisconsin Public Television has become really the forefront of programs for children, programs like Anne of Green Gables. But we don't have programs on just like this during pledge. We have them on all year long. So if you feel these kinds of programs for the whole family, the WonderWorks series, for instance, all during the year, is great for the whole family. If you're dedicated to those kinds of programs, make that call right now, will you? I think we've got Fred over at the phone bank. Let's see how things are going. Fred?
Well, very good, Diana. We're having calls. I see Nina, and where else is calling here? Wisconsin Rapids. We're starting to get, okay, now, you know, Diana, you hit upon something that I think is really very crucial. This is family programming from the WonderWorks series, Anne of Green Gables. Where else do you get programming like this? You just don't see programming like this anywhere on television. And of course, we bring it to you. We try to bring it to you throughout the year. And without your contributions, you know, we wouldn't be able to do it. It's kind of interesting that foreign countries, some of them pledge anywhere from are assessed per person anywhere from $15 to probably $40 per person. In the United States, we end up getting about 65 cents per person. And I don't think you'd like the type of programming that we give you, we could give you at 65 cents a person. So go to the phone, make a call right now, and make your pledge. Pledge at a comfortable level. And, of course, we do have a thank you gift, as I said, at $60 or more. Anne, 3 volumes in 1, Anne of Green Gables. This is an excellent book. I think you'll really like it. Your family will enjoy it. Long after you've had a chance to look at the programming, you can read about Anne of Green Gables at $60 or more. Go make that contribution right now. Make a call. Become a member. Remember, you are the public in public television. Make that call right now. Someone else isn't going to do it for you. And you know, we got one guy back here that's not busy, and I told him I was going to get him busy. Call in. John Hickman's waiting for your call. Please, call right now. Come on, help me out, or John will never let me live this down. 1-608-267-6800. Diana, back to you for more.
Yeah, don't disappoint him now. Get those people busy. They're here working, and they're all volunteers. You know, all of us here this afternoon are volunteers. Fred Works is the Director of Corporate Contributions. I'm manager of television promotion. And Fred and I and all the people who are here all during today are people who believe in public television. And we're assuming because you're watching that you believe in public television too. Good, there's another phone call. Thanks a lot. And we assume that you believe in public television too. So if you do, make that call right now. Make your vote for the kinds of family programs that Anne of Green Gables is really an example of. So make that call right now. And again, I want to mention the cookbook. Good, there's another call. Want to mention this cookbook at the $60 level or above. If you call right now at the $60 level during this break, you will get this cookbook as our gift to you for making that contribution. We're going to go back to Anne of Green Gables, of course, in just about one more minute. Let's check in with Fred one more time before we do that. Fred?
Well, great, Diana. You know, we're getting some calls. Here's one from Hoka, Minnesota. So, you know, it's not just Wisconsin people that are pledging in. We go across the border in the La Crosse area. And if you happen to be watching, we'll take your dollars, too. We need your support. You know, wherever your public television station is, you should become an active supporter, an active member of public television. Very simply, go to that phone, make that call, 1-608-267-6800. These volunteers are standing by, and John still has not been given some business, so come on, give him some business here. Make that call, and you know, you'll feel good about public television by having contributed to the excellent programming that we do offer. Again, we can't offer good programming without your support. Over the years, I've seen programming improve and improve, and it's been getting much, much better. It gets better all along. And why does it get better? Because you have made it possible. You've pledged your support. You've called in. Go to that phone right now. Anna Green Gables will be back in just a minute, but it'll take you about 20 seconds. Make that call. Show your support to public television. Thank you very much.
If you'd prefer to mail your contribution, send your check to Wisconsin Public Television, Box 5036, Madison, Wisconsin, 53705.
You're watching Wisconsin Public Television on WPNE Green Bay.
Hi, Fred McCormick here, Wisconsin Public Television, and on this interlude on Festival 89. Don't go away, Ann will be back. We have more Ann, but this gives us an opportunity to talk to you about your involvement with Wisconsin Public Television. Go to that phone, make that call, 608-267-6800, and make a pledge. We're trying to get 20 pledges, 20 people to call in within this break. So go to the phone and make that call. We'll keep you posted on how we're doing. We want you to be one of the 20 people to support public television. Declare your support by doing it by calling the number that I gave you and the number that's on your screen. We have pledges at 30, 60, 80, 120, 180, and 500. And if you pledge at the $80 or $60 level or more, you can get a set of these 3 volumes, Anne of Green Gables. And this is beautiful because it follows exactly the television programs from Anne from the time that she's from an orphan and is adopted, or not adopted, but at least goes to live with Marilla and her husband until the time that she gets married. So go to that phone, make that call, and right now at $60, you get this particular thank you gift. Make that call right now, 1-608-267-6800. You know, television worth watching is television worth paying for, and we're at 18. We wanted 20, we're at 18. So go make that call and become an active participant. And now for more, here's Diana Steffen. Come on, Diana, let's get a few more people here.
Yeah, we need those phones to be ringing. Make those calls right now. If you support the kinds of programs like Anne of Green Gables, make that call, won't you, right now. Get those phones ringing. Good, there's one. We need some more. I've just been looking at this marvelous Anne of Green Gables cookbook. It's a cookbook for youngsters from 11 to 13, beginning cooks, recipes for chicken, lemonade, muffins, and so on. Just a marvelous cookbook. Make that call right now. Good, there come some calls. Make that call right now. And we've got 15, great. Make those calls right now, and you can get this cookbook as our gift to you if you pledge at the $60 level or above. It's a marvelous cookbook for youngsters of all ages. So make those calls right now. Fred and I have been talking about how wonderful this Anne of Green Gables program is for families. You know, Anne of Green Gables is a WonderWorks program. WonderWorks airs every Saturday night here on Wisconsin Public Television at 7 o'clock. And public television become known for its programs for children. If you support these kinds of programs, nature series during the year, Masterpiece Theater is a series also that children enjoy. Make that call right now. Call 1-608-267-6800 and pledge your support to these kinds of programs. Fred's over at the phone bank. Let's see how things are going over there. Fred?
Well, we're doing pretty good, and we have 13 people have called in now. 13, so come on. We're looking for 20 on this break. You can see we're a little over 6 minutes left. We got a lot of callers, and somebody called to tell me that I made a mistake. That's right. Marilla and Matthew are not husband and wife. They're brother and sister. I should have known that, but sometimes try talking in a television to a camera, and you may get a little confused like I do once in a while. Anyway, that's beside the point. We do have some people standing by here. Give them a call. Come on, let's keep them busy. We've got some public television staff members here that are working this evening. We want you to keep them busy. They're here donating their time. They're pledging their time to you. Incidentally, if you pledge at $60 or more, I'd like to say that this is an excellent book for your family, or even as a gift. If you happen to be older and you have grandchildren or something like that, this would be excellent. $60 or more. We're down to 12. We've got 12 people that we need to call in. So make that call right now. We're going to ask you to go to your phones right now, make that call, support public television.
Good. We're getting some calls now, but we have some phones that are not busy, so make those calls right now. One point we want to make is that we always have your payments available on the installment plan. So, for instance, if you pledge at the $120 level, what it means is that you will pay $30 4 times during the year. Not a lot to pay for public television for the whole year. We even have a plan right now where you can pay by the month, which I think would come to about $10 a month. If you have cable TV, certainly you pay a lot more than that for cable television all during the year. So, you know, public television viewers are on the honor system. We need you to make that pledge. So make those calls right now. We've still got a couple of people over at the phone bank who aren't busy, and we need you to make that call. So call right now. We need 10 more pledges during this break. We want to get 20 pledges, and we need 10 more. So make those calls right away, won't you? We also, remember, you can charge your pledge on Visa or MasterCard. And again, the installment plan is available for you. We're trying to make it as easy for you as possible. Good, those phones are ringing. Hopefully we'll make those 20 pledges. Let's go to Fred and see how we're doing over there. Fred?
Okay, thanks, Diana. Well, pretty well. We're starting to get, I think we're at about, what, 8 or 9 we need? 9 we need. So make that call, 1-608-267-6800. I'm looking at where these are coming in from: Coleman, Wisconsin, Hoken, Minnesota, Mosinee, Wisconsin. You know, we're getting more calls from Minnesota than we are from Wisconsinites here. And we've got a lot more programming coverage area than Wisconsin. Go make that call right now. If you enjoy programming like Anne of Green Gables, now's the time to make that commitment. Where else can you see programming like this? What level should you pledge at? Well, we want you to pledge at a level that doesn't strap you, but it's comfortable. How much is this worth? We're at 7. 7 more we need. 7 calls, and you can see the time remaining in this break on your screen. We're under, what, 4 minutes now. Go make that call. Now, as I was saying to you before, in terms of what you should pledge, you have to pledge whatever you're comfortable with. But do go to that call and do pledge, do become a part of Wisconsin television. And now let's go back to Diana for more. Diana?
Okay, Fred, the minutes are ticking away. What are we, just at a little under 3 minutes? And we still need, how many, Carol? We still need 6 more pledges to get our 20. So make those calls right now. The phones are not busy right now. You can get right through. Good, there's another one. We need 5 more in the next, what, 2 minutes and 38 seconds. So make that call right now. Remember that if you call right now, you really are voting for this kind of program on Wisconsin Public Television. If you're a family and you have children, you know that it's pretty tough these days to find television that entire families can enjoy. If you and your whole family enjoy Wisconsin Public Television, get on that phone right now. We need your support. Remember that we need to pay for programs like Anne of Green Gables. They don't come to us free, and we need support. We need help from our viewers. What are we now? We need 4 more pledges. That's all in 2 minutes and counting. That's not a whole lot. 1 minute and 57 seconds right now. So make that call. We need 4 more pledges this period, and that's all that we need. We're very happy to be getting calls from all across the state, from Green Bay, from Eau Claire, up in Hurley, over in La Crosse. But we need you to call. So make that call right now. 1-608-267-6800. Fred, how are we doing over there? Are we going to make it?
Well, we're down to 3. We still need 3 more people to call. And let me remind you one more time, at $60 or more, you can get this very nice thank you gift. Anne of Green Gables, as I said, this is 3 volumes in one, over 600 pages unabridged at the $60 or more level. So call in, and when you call in, ask or remind the people on the phones, our volunteers, tell them that you would like this $60 gift. Okay, we have about a minute remaining, a little over a minute remaining. We need 2 more calls, 2 more pledges, 2 more people to support public television. Go make that call right now. Your pledge does count. Believe me, all the support that we can get is greatly appreciated. We cannot make programs happen out of clear, thin air. We need your financial support. Help us. Do it right now. And now for some closing comments, here's Diana. Diana?
Thanks a lot, Fred. I don't know if we're going to make it now. We need 1 more pledge. Come on. Someone in La Crosse, someone in Wausau, someone... There we go. Perhaps we've done it. We would want to get back now to Anne of Green Gables. If you've been watching since 4 o'clock, you know that it's a marvelous story of the life of this wonderful girl. And we hope that you'll stay with us till 9 o'clock. We're going to be going through her life until she gets married. It's a marvelous story. So make that pledge right now. Good. Maybe we're going to get over 20. That's great. Anything we can do like that is fine. We appreciate your support. We appreciate your calls. The people will stay on the phone bank for the next few minutes. So make your call if you still have it. And now we're going to go back to Anne of Green Gables.
If you'd prefer to mail your contribution, send your check to Wisconsin Public Television, Box 5036, Madison, Wisconsin, 53705.
Hi, Fred McCormick here on Festival 89, one of the 2 times throughout the year that we come to you to ask for your financial support. I do hope you're enjoying Anne of Green Gables. We'll be back with more in just a few moments. We do want you to go to the phone and make your pledge, however, and you can pledge at the $30, $60, $80, $120, $180, or the $500 level. And if you pledge at the $60 level, you get this Anne of Green Gables cookbook. It's inspired by the most famous of all children's cookbooks, Ellen Montgomery's Anne of Green Gables. This cookbook combines easy step-by-step recipes with charming watercolors of Anne and her friends, and even some of the things that are in the program. So go make that call, and you'll get this as a thank you gift at $60 or more. 1-608-267-6800. Make your contribution and do support public television. You know, television worth watching is television worth paying for. And we know you're watching, and I think if you really enjoy this and you're one of the people that have not contributed, go to that phone and make a call. If, on the other hand, you have contributed, thank you very much. We appreciate you. You're really special to us. We need you very much. Go make that call now, but make sure that you become an active part of public television in Wisconsin. And now I'm going to turn it over to Diana Steffen for more. Diana.
Thanks a lot, Fred. Now let's get those phones ringing. We've got lots of volunteers and friends of ours here who need to have those phones ring. So call that, making that pledge right now, 1-608-267-6800. Fred was talking about the cookbook that's available at the $60 level, and we also have this marvelous 3-in-1 Anne of Green Gables book. We've been talking about it this afternoon. It's just wonderful. It tells the whole story of Anne's life and the time that she goes to live with Matthew and Marilla all the way up through the years when she's teaching and through when she gets married. So call right now. Make that pledge at the $60 level, and you will get this as our gift to you. I guess, too, if you make a pledge at the $120 level, we could give you both of these books. So make that call right now. Come on, we need to get the phones ringing. We've had a great deal of support all afternoon for Anne, and we've appreciated it. We've heard from people all over the state, but we need to hear from you now. You know, Fred and I have been here during Anne of Green Gables. We both work for public television. Fred is Director of Corporate Relations, and I'm Manager of Television Promotion. Good, there's another phone call. And Fred and I believe in public television. We've both worked for public television for about the last 8 years. We know if you're listening right now that you believe in public television too. And perhaps you've been sitting out there, you've enjoyed it for several years, but you've never become a member. Well, now is the time to do that. So make your call. Come on, we need to get those phones ringing. 1-608-267-6800. Maybe we should check in with Fred. I think he's up at the phone bank. Let's see how they're doing over there.
Diane, I think I said something wrong. They're not ringing. Ah, here we go. Now they're starting to ring. You fired some people up here. Great. Come on. I'm appealing to you. You know, it's kind of interesting. Our research shows that 1 out of 8 people who watch public television contribute. This has changed. I remember it used to be 1 of 12, 1 of 10. Well, let's make that less. If you're one of those 7 people that have not pledged your support to public television, make that call right now. Kind of interestingly, in the last 2 breaks, we've got calls from Wausau, Merrill, Ripon, Star Prairie. Some of these you probably know where they are, but thank you very much. Oshkosh, Edgar, Sturgeon Bay, Coleman, El Dorado, Wisconsin, Neenah, Spring Valley, Forestville, Kiel, Dakota, Minnesota, Marshfield, and Holcomb, Minnesota. Now, we thank all of you from those communities for calling in. We'd like to ask the rest of you that are out there watching public television, watching and enjoying this program, make a call. As I mentioned, a thank you gift. At $60 or more, you can get Anne of Green Gables cookbook, a children's cookbook. Make that call right now and become actively involved in support of public television. Pick a pledge that you're comfortable with, 60, 80, 120, 180, 500. But you pick the level that you'd like to give. Take a look at your budget, see what's there, and make a pledge, support public television. Diana, have you got some more words of wisdom for us here?
I don't know how wise they are, but I have a few words. We were just talking about the fact that there are 30,000 members of Wisconsin Public Television. We're very, very gratified to have that kind of membership from across the state. But we need to increase that membership. We're dependent on our viewers to support us so we can bring you the kinds of programs like Anne of Green Gables. So join the family of Wisconsin Public Television. Let's get that number up to 35,000 if we can by the end of this pledge period. And show your support. Show that you enjoy this kind of public-supported television. Keep in mind that you really are the public in public TV. Good, the phones are ringing. Keep them ringing and make that call right now. Again, Fred mentioned the cookbook. We also have this Anne of Green Gables book that tells the complete story of Anne from the time she went to see when she came to Marilla and Matthew till she got married. So make that call and make your pledge at $60 and you'll receive that book as a gift to us. Don't forget, we only come here twice a year. We only come on the air twice a year. The rest of the year you see television, quality television, uninterrupted without any breaks. But now that we're here and now that we need your support, now is the time of year to make that call. So call right now, 1-608-267-6800. Become a member of the Wisconsin Public Television family.
If you'd prefer to mail your contribution, send your check to Wisconsin Public Television, Box 5036, Madison, Wisconsin, 53705.
You're watching Wisconsin Public Television on WPNE Green Bay.
Hi, Fred McCormick here on Festival 89. Your opportunity to become an active part of public television because you are the public in public television. And this particular break, we have a member challenge grant, and here's how it works. Last January, we went to our contributors and we said, look, will you give us some money to a fund to challenge other new members? And they responded. So now, during this break, you will have an opportunity. If you pledge at the $120 level, for instance, we actually will get $240 because the other $120 is coming from previous members, from people that are members right now. So go to your phone and make that call. You can see how much time we have left. So let's get the phones ringing because this time, really, the pledges are doubled for us. Whatever you pledge is matched by a current member. So go to that phone, make that call right now. Now, what are the pledge levels? Well, they start at 30, 60, 80, 120, 180, and 500. And if you pledge at the $60 level or more, you can get Anne of Green Gables, the 3 volumes in one. It's over 600 pages. And really, it takes Anne from early days when she leaves the orphanage up until when she gets married. So make that call, Anne, the 3 volumes in one for $60. And this, of course, is a thank you gift. But the most important thing right now is look at the time remaining on your screen. And look at the time remaining on your screen, because what you're going to see is that's the time remaining for the Member Challenge Grant. Let's get the phones ringing. Come on, 1-608-267-6800. Come on, Diana, let's get them going.
Yeah, let's do that. I think I'm looking at the monitor, 8 minutes left. Now remember, as Fred said, you can double your money. If you make a pledge at $120, the network will actually get $240 because our members, our present members, have given us that money, and they will meet your challenge. So they will actually match your pledge. So call right now. As Fred was saying, he was showing the other book. We also have this marvelous Anne of Green Gables cookbook. You can get this if you pledge at the $60 level. It's a marvelous cookbook for youngsters from 11 to 13, just beginning their cooking years. So make that pledge right now. And if you make the pledge, good, the phones are starting to ring. If you make that pledge at $60, you'll receive this book as our gift to you, and the network will actually, Wisconsin Public Television, will actually get $120 because your $60 is being matched by the money that you are giving. So make that call right now. Good. Get those phones ringing. 1-608-267-6800. We've been hearing from people all across the state. We're very gratified about that. We're very happy to have new members as part of the Wisconsin Public Television family. So make that call right now. We've only got, 6 minutes and 46 seconds left. This is the only time we're going to have the member challenge during Anne of Green Gables. So do it right now. Make your pledge during this break. Let's go up to Fred and see how we're doing up there at the phone bank.
Okay, thanks, Carolyn. As you can see, just a little over 6 minutes left in this Member Challenge Grant. Now, if you have a previous member and you want to renew, hey, we'll take your money here also. But we're especially appealing to those people who have never pledged, the new members. The current contributors are challenging you. If you pledge at $120, we actually benefit because we get $240. So go make that pledge right now. If you're considering joining, now is the time to do it. Visa, MasterCard can be used. That really saves a lot of time rather than writing out a check and getting a stamp and sending it and everything. So Visa and MasterCard are accepted. Call any of our volunteers. We have some excellent volunteers here. A lot of them are staff members who are here to take your call. It'll take about 30 seconds, that's all. Look at how much time we got left. We're under 6 minutes now. 5:40. Go to the phone, make the call. Come on, let's get the phones humming. I see people here. Here's one that's not busy. Here's one that's not busy. Come on, I know you like public television. Let's go to that phone and get them humming. Come on, Anne of Green Gables, where else do you get programming like that? Now, if you've been sitting back wondering, should I pledge? Yes, now is the time. Go to that phone and call. And now here's Diana Steffen with more. Diana, thank you.
Thanks a lot, Fred. We are at 5 minutes and 15 seconds. We need you to make that call right now. Remember, this is the only time during Anne of Green Gables we're going to have this matching grant. So if you make a pledge of $60, we will get $60 more from a contributor. So make that call right now. If you are not getting our guide, this is the program guide that our members get, that means you are not at present a member. So make that call right now, become a member of Wisconsin Public Television, and do it now during this pledge break. Perhaps you've been thinking about the fact that you'd really like to be a member, and you just haven't done it. Well, now is the time to do it, because the Wisconsin Public Television will get more money, will get double the money. So make that call right now. Get those phones ringing. Call 1-608-267-6800. I want to remind you, too, of the installment plan. $120 may sound like an awful lot to give at the present time. We have the installment plan where you can pay $30 a month, $30 4 times during the year. $30 is not an awful lot to pay. We also have a monthly installment where you would pay $10 a month, a lot less than it would cost for cable television. So make that call. Come on, we really want to hear from you. What are we at? We're at 4 minutes. We need you. We want to match that $1,000. Now we're going to give you a little time to make that call. We're going to go to the phones.
Okay, that's good. As you can see, just a little over 3 minutes left, and we have a couple open phones. And the Member Challenge Grant, remember, this is where the current members are challenging those of you that have not been a member to join. Join, make that call, 1-608-267-6800. And if you pledge at the $60 level, you get Anne of 3 volumes in one at $60. What this is, Anne of Green Gables, over 600 pages. There's actually 3 books. Now, if you don't have any youngsters in your particular household, you may want to use it as a gift. But this is an excellent thank you gift. Make that call right now and pledge. Pick a pledge, pick a level that you're comfortable with. But make that call right now because it's the Member Challenge Grant. We're under 3 minutes now. Make that call. Keep them coming. I see we have, we have an open phone right now. But if you call and the line is busy, call back again right away because it only takes about 30 seconds. They'll ask you your name, your address, the amount you want to pledge, and if you get a thank you gift, they'll ask you about the thank you gift. Other than that, it's all over. Visa or MasterCard. Just over 2 minutes left. Go to the phone, make that call. And now we're going to send it back to Diana. Diana's got some good information for us over there. Diana?
Well, I hope I have some good information. Well, I think we're winding down this break. And remember, as Fred said, this is the only member challenge break that we're going to have during Anne of Green Gables. So make that call. I think we've got 1 or 2 phones open. If you get a busy signal, call us back. We need your support right now. And if we got a deal for you, we've mentioned this book before, and I'm going to mention it again. It's the Anne of Green Gables cookbook, and you can get this as our gift to you if you make a pledge at the $60 level. And right now, as we've been saying, if you make that pledge at $60, Wisconsin Public Television will actually get $120 because your $60 will be matched by a present contributor. So maybe you've been sitting there thinking, yes, I really like Wisconsin Public Television, but you've never become a member. Well, we need your support right now. Make that call right now, 1-608-267-6800. You know, we have 30,000 members right now. We're very pleased about that. We're very happy to have members from all across the state. But we need support from people like you. We want to get that membership growing. We need to have support so that we can continue to bring the kinds of quality programs that you've come to expect from Wisconsin Public Television. You know, when I first worked here, there were only about 25,000 members. Now we've got 30. Let's make that 35. So make your pledge right now during this membership challenge. We got just less than a minute, I think, 44 seconds. Let's go over to Fred and make those calls right now. Fred, how are we doing?
Very good, very good. We still have some excellent, some time. We have some phones open here. There we go. Now we don't, but call. By the time you dial, we'll have an open one for you. And we're, what, 30 seconds? We're under a half minute right now. Now, when the break is over, don't stop calling. You can call. We will still have some people standing by. So if you can't get through by the time the break is over for the next couple of minutes afterwards, please call. This is the time to make your pledge because it's the Member Challenge Grant, 1-608-267-6800. We'll accept Visa, MasterCard. We make it as easy as possible. Please go to the phone, make that call right now. Thank you very much.
If you'd prefer to mail your contribution, send your check to Wisconsin Public Television, Box 5036, Madison, Wisconsin, 53705.
Hi, Fred McCormick here once again on Festival 89, one of the 2 times throughout the year where we come to you and ask for your support on public television. Incidentally, we had just a tremendous response the last break. We actually took in over $4,000. But we'd like to go back to you and say, now look we would like to have at least 25 new members call, or 25 calls in this time, 25 pledges. So you'll be able to see the time on your screen. You'll know how much time we have left on the break. We want 25 of you to call in, and 24, we've got a call already. So we want you to make that call right now. Become a part of public television. Now, what is your pledge? What are you going to pledge at? Again, pledge at whatever you are comfortable with. Take a look at your budget, see what you have in it, and see what you can afford to give for entertainment. It's that simple. If you haven't pledged, we'd love to have you become a pledger to public television. That's a new term I just picked up, a pledger to public television, but that's okay. If you pledge at the $60 level or more, a nice thank you gift that we have, we've been mentioning this is Anne of Green Gables, 3 volumes in one, over 600 pages, is unabridged. At the $60 and more level, a thank you gift. Call and make that contribution now. $60 or more, you'll get that. We said we were looking for 25. We're down to 22. 22. The phones are starting to ring now. Okay, your pledge does count. We make it simple for you. Our volunteers will take about 30, 45 seconds with you, and that's all. Visa or MasterCard, make your pledge now. It won't be long. You can see how much time is left, and then we'll be getting back to Anne of Green Gables. Now I'm going to turn it over to Diana Steffen. Diana.
Thanks a lot, Fred. Yeah, I want to look over at the clock. We have 5 minutes and 52 seconds. Good, there's another call. We need 21 more calls during this break. So make that call right now. Call 1-608-267-6800. Let's get those phones ringing. We're at 5 minutes and 40 seconds and counting. During this break, we'd like to get a total of 25 calls. So we need to hear from you. Good, the phones are starting to ring. Fred was showing the Anne of Green Gables book. We also have this marvelous cookbook from Anne of Green Gables. It's just great. It has illustrations in color and black and white and lots of recipes for new cooks, for the youngsters. And it has quotes from Anne of Green Gables. It really has kind of the feel of the whole series. So make that call right now. Pledge at the $60 level, and we'll get you this cookbook as our thank you gift to you. Good, we're getting some calls. We want to get those calls during this time and have that 25 calls. Well, we have 18 more, I think, that we need during this time. So make that call right now. You know, we've said before that we have around 30,000 members of Wisconsin Public Television, and we're very happy to have that many members. But we're counting on you to increase that number. We count on our viewer support to bring us programs like Anne of Green Gables, Sesame Street, 321 Contact, all of the many programs that we have on during the air all year long for children. So make that call right now. Keep in mind that we've got the installment plan. So if you pledge at the $120 level, it's only $30 4 times a year. You can charge Visa or MasterCard, any of the things. We're trying to make it as easy as possible. We've really been gratified tonight. It's kind of an exciting night. We need 17 more calls in 4 minutes and 7 seconds. So keep those calls coming. Let's go over to Fred now. Fred, how are we doing?
Well, rather good, Diana. Look, we're looking for 25 calls. It's 16 now. It's down to 16. But of these 16 calls, at $30 or more, that's the basic level, $30 or more. So come on. If you haven't made a commitment, do it now. Go to the phone and 1-608-267-6800. Dial direct, call, collect, whatever. But make that call right now. And as I said a little earlier, we're down to 15. 15, okay. We still got some people up in the back that haven't had a chance to, there we go. Okay, we're starting to get more calls. This thank you gift, I'd just like to remind you, this is at $60 or more, Anne of Green Gables. And this really is 3 books in one. It's 600 pages long, unabridged, and it takes a look at really all of the Anne of Green Gables episodes, starting from when she was in the orphanage up until she gets married. So make that call right now, and of course $60 or more, you get that. But as I said, we're down to how many, Carolyn? 13. We still need 13 calls at $30 or more. And make that pledge. Pick the comfortable area for you, but make that commitment to public television. We do accept Visa and MasterCard, so we can put your money to work very quickly. Go to the phone, make that call. Diana, how you doing?
Okay, we're at 2 minutes and 44 seconds and counting. We need 11 more calls. Make that call right now. And remember, when you make that call, you become a member of the family of Wisconsin Public Television. You become a member of our family. So make that call right now. Become a member of Wisconsin Public Television. Lots of benefits when you become a member. Keep in mind that if you make a pledge of $30 and above, you'll receive this program guide each and every month as our gift to you. Pat Brown, who's working on the phones tonight, is the editor of that guide. And we work hard each and every month to give you the last up-to-the-minute information about public television. Keep in mind, if you pledge at the $60 level, you can receive this cookbook. So make that call right now. What is it, 10? We've got 1 minute and 57 seconds left, so we need 10 more calls. So make those calls right now. We want to reach that goal. We've had an exciting night tonight. We've heard from people all around. We've been very gratified by that. But we still need to hear from some more people. Fred, how are we doing?
So 9 calls, 9 we need at $30 or more. Go to the phone, make that call right now. And incidentally, we've got people calling in from all over the state. Let me just mention some of the places: Brentwood, Pickett, Knapp, La Crosse, Port Edwards, Antigo, Appleton, Toma, Green Lake, Plover, Coleman, Bonduel, Winchester, Pulaski, and way up north in Winter, Wisconsin. So thank you, people in those communities. We're at 9 now, 9 calls, and just a little over a minute left. What, a minute 10, 8 calls. Come on, we want to make it within this break. A little over a minute, about a minute left, 1 minute to go. And remember, $30 or more. Make that pledge, make that commitment to public television. Do it now. 7, we're at 7. Okay, we're under a minute. We're under a minute. Let's go. Have we got some open phones here? Yes, we do. We got a couple up in the back. You can do it now. 30 seconds. Go make that call. Well, not quite 30, 45, but it'll take you 30 seconds when you call. Make that call right now and support public television. Come on, Diana, you get the last few.
Well, I'm certainly going to try. I think we're at 6 right now. We need 6 more calls in 31 seconds. The phones are still available. Make that call right now. Now we're down to 5. We only need 5 more calls in 24 seconds. Make that call right now. If we go back to Ann and you still want to make that call, you still can. There we're down to 4. Come on, we only need 4 more. Make that call right now. We're 3 more. Great. We're going to go back to Anna Green Gables, put that phone number down, and make that call right now. We'll stay at the phones until we get those 4 last people. Thanks a lot for your support.
If you'd prefer to mail your contribution, send your check to Wisconsin Public Television, Box 5036, Madison, Wisconsin, 53705.
You're watching Wisconsin Public Television on WPNE Green Bay.